really well done. This is really hard piece to play convincingly. You do so many good things, and what I really love is that your approach is sort of modern compared to what I'm used to here in this country. You know, often I have people coming to me and playing. That's the way people played many years ago, and I must say you have a much more fresh and spontaneous, and also, as I say, modern and refreshing, which is really nice for me to hear. So it's really well done. Wow. Now, there are a couple of things which I like to suggest, which I'm sure you will benefit from it. And one thing which I think you can definitely do more is show me the difference in character a little bit more than you do, because somehow you start this way, then you go. It sounds exactly the same, right? Even it's similar material, but it's not. The music is not the same. There's way more tension, as you know, the second time. Or places like. So then I think we need to not just to change dynamic, but to change character, to change color, and even more important, having a little bit more direction in the phrasing, which sometimes, not always, gets a little stuck. So would you mind to try from the beginning? And let me ask you before you start, what sort of character you want to give to the very opening?
I think it's very majestic.
Majestic. In which way? Majestic, like open, or is it majestic? Is it how you say, powerful? Majestic. Is it intimate? In which way is majestic?
Yeah, I think in a powerful and heavy way.
Good, I like it, and that will explain also why he gets octave right. And that is where I think you could also be a little bit more confident in the initial gesture. You know, so I like the idea of being majestic, because I felt that maybe at the beginning it was a little shy. Okay, let's try. Good. So I feel that you go this way. You go like It's like I don't feel really a gesture. So I'll try different. You know, of course, it can be done in so many different ways. Don't take me wrong, but how about if you start you know, I'm not going to tell you which one you should do, but I like to have, like you say, a bit more powerful start. Because right now, when I look at your speedball, you go like you start, you stop, and then you play down, and that makes it a little pale. Can you try it? Somehow the physical approach of the gesture, you start, then you stop, and then you score. And that's why it doesn't feel it has a meaning, this opening. How about if you try to but you know, having somehow the gesture that begins, the very first note comes, and it should not be interrupted on the way. Better? Already better? One more time. Good, excellent. So you go, but then I feel you go. How about if you try to connect? So you lead those monotonous. And also you shape a little bit more. Instead of, I'm sorry to be so rude, but just like you to shape, you know, to give him more meaning to that beginning. Try one more time. unpredictable. It's very baroque. But could you do it in a way which doesn't sound clumsy? Because sometimes I am. Try it one more time. Right from there. Good. It could have been really gentle. Can you make sure your sound quality stays as high as controlled? So maybe you can maybe prepare it a little faster. Try it. Okay, one more time. Now can we just do this? And you may have really free sound. And there is nothing forced, nothing. You see, completely free. Just do this little segment. And even more with more grace. Try one more time. Again. Better. One more time. Good. So somehow it should sound like silk. Nothing. You see what I mean? No scratch. Doesn't matter if it's slower or faster. Also this one. Try one more time. Okay, so let's also talk a little bit about the chords. You have right? Can you play one chord after the other? Look what a beautiful sound you just made. That's what I want to hear. So what you come before, you shouldn't be. When you do, I think you overdo this movement, and then it becomes really aggressive. The next chord. We shouldn't be. Try one more time. Sorry. Better. Good. And get also good quality here. Free. It's so much better. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm stopping all the time. That's my weak point, but I think it's good because I can see you can go up the concept really fast. One more time. Good sound. This sounds a bit. Can go. I think that's to do also with I noticed this is very good, and I see how much bow speed you're using, right? And then you get to the next chord, and your bow speed goes lower. And then also be aware of something. When you play the first chord, you have the D open, which rings by itself, but this D flat natural doesn't really ring. So maybe you should compensate in the right hand, and maybe even a little bit in the left hand. Very free sound. But that's better. That's better. One more time for the first step again. You will work on that. Good. So Amy, now tell me, once you get no, what would you like to do? What do you think that should be? Is it going to increase? Is it going to decrease? Is it going to be the same? What is your intention? Because I don't really understand.
I think after the big chord, it should go to the last chord.
Absolutely. But how about so where's the first chord that you have? This one. Do you find that to be more powerful or less powerful? Is that more or less?
More.
Then you can do it more. Because right now almost sounds less.
Oh.
Try one right from maybe from there. Good. And then you do. So maybe if that's so powerful, make sure that this is also powerful. It speaks clearly. Try one more time. Better. Now it was more. There was more relationship with the chord before, but I need to be freer in the sound. So can you get a really very powerful but very free? Never. So free, huh? Try. Good. And is it da, da, da?
The second.
Good. In the way I tell you this is because probably you didn't remember it's a little bit too early. Ma-na-ma-na, na-na, na-na. Then it's going to be easier. Try. Try one more time from the. So when you go now, what's next about this? Where do you want to go with the next phrase? And then
it should go towards the.
yes, but you have ma ba da ra ma na na ma na na. Where is the relationship harmonically in terms of tension?
Oh. The C minor should be a resolution.
Okay, so try. Yes, exactly. And also, you know what you do? Ma ma da ra tension, right? Try one more time. Very good. So I like, and then for some reason you kind of break, and then you go back. How about if you try just to go all the way slowly up with no drop? Could you try? And also, when I speak about direction, could you maybe, do you agree that this part there's more drama compared to the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
So how about if you also in your phrasing, because if you try to make it a little bit more restless, so not so much wait after each chord, but more like the urge of going from one harmony to the other. If you could show me that more. Directly from the opera, yes. Okay, so from the moment you start this, where does it end? And where does it peak, most important? Because I feel you play extremely strong at the beginning, and then kind of stays, and then I also feel it loses tension, in my opinion, much too early. So I was wondering, when do you think it peaks, Emily?
That's probably the peak.
Okay, so try one instrumented version where you really arrive there. Hmm? Better. Definitely better. I still feel that you can aim to that chord with much more drama, much more intensity, and also a little bit more restless feeling. Do it one more time. So much better. You don't need to repeat. I just want to have a little feedback. Careful not to play. Sometimes it's nice to have the 16 articulated a little bit more, and not too not too gluey. That's in my opinion. Should be, when you hear Baroque play, they often separate that a little bit more. Now, now next, when you get here, can you get a completely different sound? Could you get a complete, maybe that's one of the most standard plays of the entire Prelude. Huh? Try to play the very end of that section before, and then you connect. Maybe not too loud well here. Really, you can take your time on the chord if you like. Bravo. Good, very good. So, good. But I think you grab the concept of many things we've been talking about. Once more, I always say, Bach is one of those composers that anytime you play for someone will tell you something completely different. Not only because there's the old tradition and there is the Baroque tradition, then the Hebrew tradition, and if you go and listen 5 different Baroque players, they will play this Prelude completely opposite. But it's good that you collect as many information as possible, and then slowly you build your own conception. But one thing I can tell you for sure, the more imagination you use in your approach, and the more convincing you will be. And I think if you do some of those things we've been talking about, it will be better. Since we have only 5 minutes left, I want to mention something about the fugue, right? So good tempo, nice, lovely things you've been doing. In my opinion, it's a little bit square, and because you do a little bit it feels like I feel every single beat, right? So how about if you try, group the notes together, more like so grouping the notes that would help, and also phrasing a little more than you do would also help. Right now I feel na 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 na. They all sound the same. If you maybe na 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 if you maybe shake it, you go towards the area. Could you try? I don't want to, everyone does it in a little bit different way, but I think it should be a little lighter and a little bit more, less subdivision. Can you try? Good. And you see, you do good. Then once more you emphasize the beat. Is that Try. Good. Now, very good. Already better shape. When we talk about the 16 notes, particularly, there will be a lot of 16 note chords. You have the tendency to play them all with the same articulation, all this. And I think, curiously enough, you really use a really good place of the bow, which I always think, because in the past people used to play very much here. But we know from baroque playing that, people used to play much more in the middle, right? And then you really have the possibility to vary the stroke. So you can have it more, then you can go a little bit off, more longer, and off, and that really helps you to shape lots of 16 notes in a much more charming way than it is, or if you will be all the time, because that gives a lot of verticality, right? So I was wondering, can you try to some of the time go a little bit off string, like so I go longer. Just try that, because then I'm afraid of it. Good. Of course, now you have to be way more aware and in control of the stroke, of the quality. But I mean, that's something I think we should experiment as much as possible, because that really gives you an extra layer of direction, which comes just by using a different articulation. But nevertheless, really good at me. Wow, really beautiful playing. I really enjoyed it.